conversation. The state's witness will also testify to Marquise Conway, the defendant, being present and involved in this conversation. The state's witness will testify to the amount of money that was to be paid for the murder. A state's witness will testify to the individuals responsible for the payment. That state's witness will also testify that Marquise Conway was one of the individuals responsible for a portion of that payment. A state's witness will also testify to the individual who would receive this payment. The state's witness will testify that Kewan White was, in fact, the individual to receive this payment, who was originally indicted in State's Exhibit Number 1, the probable cause, which is before this court. The state's witness would also testify that Kewan White, or to who shot and killed Melvin Noble. This witness would also testify to Kewan White being the individual who shot and killed Mr. Noble on November 11th of 2020. Again, this conversation took place in the days following Mr. Noble's murder. The state has also had an opportunity to review bank records of the defendant, Marquise Conway. These records would show that the defendant drew $40,000 in the days following the murder of Melvin Noble. And for the record, that was a cash withdrawal. These records would correspond to the exact amount which the state's witness would testify. The defendant had anywhere between $800 and $900, but more specifically, $870,000 between a checking account and a savings account with one particular bank. 370 of which was in a checking account, a little over 500,000 which was in a savings account.
Well, that's published. Could I just address something with the prosecutor and their proffer?
Sure.
So it's clear from the record that as he recited, the state's witness, his proffer is, that's just one witness.
Correct.
Multiple. Call it the specific in the proffer was when the date that this witness purported to hear this conversation.
I do not have the specific date written down, but I know it was in the days following the offense. We do have evidence of when this could have taken place based off of cell phone data of when the defendant was in another state and then when he came back to Texas. So we believe we have a time frame. As far as the exact date, I do not have at this time. Defendant Kewan White was also indicted. You do have his murder probable cause affidavit from 2020. He was also indicted at that same time for Dr. Randall Graham, who also sustained injuries, a neurosurgeon who was heading north on I-35 that day and was struck as well. However, he did survive. It would be that there were a total of 44 fired cartridge casings, all from the same style of firearm. Ransom owning a 2017 Denali?
Yes.
And what is special about that Denali?
It's bulletproof.
It's bulletproof. Well, let me ask it this way. Are you where your grandson was shot in Plano?
Yeah, I was there.
You weren't there at 3 a.m., were you?
I was at the hospital.
Correct, okay.
Ruling. The court is going to reduce the bond to $750,000. The court took into consideration, certainly the biggest consideration was the offense, the severity of this particular offense. It's pretty egregious to watch that video. But the court also took into consideration the evidence or lack of evidence that the state presented. That was a factor also. To put on file, he didn't seem to take that very seriously at all. And that causes me concern about whether or not he's taking seriously the allegations against him. Because basically, this affidavit seemed to be your way of saying, forget y'all. I don't want you open your mouth. Yeah. Seemed to be your way of saying, I hope that you're taking this seriously. Because your responses in this affidavit kind of indicate that you're not. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yo, it's Big Ant the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and the rain just started to come down super heavy. Once I popped outside, got the camera and the mics and everything set up. But I said, man, we out here with it. We got to get the job done regardless, man. As y'all saw right there, the court hearing for Yella Beezy today and the reduction for his bond hearing. And I had a link in the description where you can watch that clip in the beginning in full from WFAA YouTube channel as they caught the live stream in real time this morning. Then it started to hit the internet everywhere as he was granted the bond reduction. And a lot of things came out with this conversation that I didn't know already about the case, but then it revealed even more. Now, as y'all heard right there, and that's why I told y'all innocent until proven guilty for all the rumors, everybody that's getting blamed. I don't know what happened. I was not there, but I tell y'all, I wait for the facts because of they blaming the Kawan guy for this, of testifying or giving information or being the witness. If you heard right there in the beginning, Kawan is not the witness. It's somebody else that's a witness that's saying that Yella Beezy paid him $40,000, and they heard this conversation and they're going to come in and testify to everything. Now, they said they went and checked his bank account. They knew how much money he had. He had pulled $40,000 cash out for the payment, supposedly. But if you listen right there, the prosecutor is not giving the exact date. He's not saying he does. He said he doesn't have it on hand. We feel, we believe, and things like this. Y'all heard the judge say right there, yes, this is a very, very egregious crime, and it's bad to look at this video as it is, just keep it in 1,000. This is something that we need to stop in the community and things like that, but there's not substantial evidence and things for me to keep this bond up high. As Yella Beezy then was saying, hey, that bond was too high. We can't afford that. The state was saying, no, he can't afford it. He has a mansion, the lifestyle that he lives. He most definitely can afford to pay this bond and things, but it was overall granted to him right there. Now, with everything else going on, I did not know also that somebody else was shot that day. They did came out and said 44 shots was fired. I didn't really ever just get into the deep details, and then seeing it now when I watched this thing this morning, it's like, wow, this really is getting deeper. But we have to say innocent until proven guilty. Kawan did an interview recently on Real Life Street Stars channel and said that's not him. He's not that guy that's in that video.
They think you did it.
It's a million life things. I ain't got no tattoo on my knee. I'm not big tall, and I've been doing this.
Nah, bro, people not trying to.
This witness, we will have to hear what they say, and they'll have their day in court, bro. And then we can speculate on it, point fingers. This is why I say, hey, bro, I'm not reporting no rumors as facts. You can point fingers, you can try to solve the crimes and things like that. But as you heard the judge even say, the evidence that they coming with, I'm not being disrespectful to nobody or telling nobody to feel away or not feel away. I just got to report it as is, bro, unbiased, and make sure that y'all get the direct truth when it comes to these things. Most definitely, this is happening in real time, and this is how the game really go on the back end of these type of situations and things like that. They got to go to court, and they got to prove their innocence. But they saying they got a witness, and the witness is not Kawan. He's a guy that's saying, hey, somebody saying, whoever the state witness is, I saw this, I heard this conversation, I heard that he gave him $40,000 and things like that. He did this days after. People were accusing him of being the witness, but obviously it's a whole nother person if y'all listen right there. But tell me what y'all think. Most definitely, God bless anybody who done went through something, lost somebody, or anybody that's going through it with this loss of anybody in this storyline of everything coming out of Dallas or just affected by a period. Most def, man. I keep y'all updated on everything going on. I want to let a lot of that play there so y'all can hear it with y'all own ears of what happened and things. And I had a link in the description where y'all can watch it in full. We got to wait till all the facts come out. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.